Oh, good on you. Thank you.
What did you say? You look nice today.
Beautiful things there. Looks like a pretty bit. Does it look like you?
You take me.
High five, baby.
I don't know whether it's taking Karen, you'll have to check.
Yes, I am. He's giving me the eye.
Okay, thanks. You're not going to say hello?
Thank you.
Come on then.
See you soon.
What did he say?
What's he saying, Ben?
You're gonna give him a lick. So I think he wants to eat ice cream. Come on, shy now.
What's it saying, Hon? Okay. Do you want to go in the floor with Hon?
Come on, big bit. 13 weeks old.
Really important, you need your hands down, knees down, and especially heads down against the ground, okay? We're going to see if you'll do this really, really quick. Oh my gosh, we're not ready. Oh my gosh, that was so low. I think you saved. That's it. Saved the child by being slightly on your side there. I have a catch. You actually found it. That's a miracle. Right, let's try that again. Let's go even lower. Because you guys didn't get the haircut I was desiring. Right, jump up. Grade 1 dude, okay? Jump up there. Oh, I didn't got that door. Jump up. So they fly very, very quietly for two reasons. The main reason is for themselves, not actually so they can sneak over their prey. It's actually so they don't hear their own wing beats. Okay, it does vary by species. Some owls are very, very noisy when they're flapping wings. Some are incredibly quiet like one. Right, everyone down. Last one, Ivan. Really close. Go. He says, I need a bigger piece. Head down, guys. Head down. Oh my God. There we go. Bless him. Give him a big round of applause. He's been a very good boy. Thank you guys very much for your help. If you make your way back to your parents, we're going to make sure everyone goes back home safe.
Your trainer today, Kay McLachlan, has been passionate about animals for as long as she can remember. From training dogs to her first and greatest love, which of course was horses. As a child, she learned to vault on horseback before she even learned to ride in the traditional way. By her teenage years, she was competing in show jumping before discovering the principles of true horsemanship.
A little bit about Vicky. I think the other thing I should probably point out at this point is that's not Vicky's horse. That's my horse. That's Master Perry. Now Perry's done many demonstrations, so this is no new thing for him, but Vicky hasn't. So as I say, there's quite a lot of pressure on her, bless her, today. So we need to be really supportive and get her confidence up. So I'd really appreciate it if we could have a big round of applause for Vicky and Perry over there. Loud to horse and owners education as well. I hope you enjoyed our musical warning. Sorry? Can you hear us? Excellent. Okay, don't do that to me. I'm panicked. About us already, but I feel it's only fair for me to introduce everyone in the ring here today as quickly as possible. So my full-time job during the week and up and down the country is just training horses, really. I train in horsemanship, natural horsemanship and classical dressage, which I'm going to attempt to educate you a little bit about today. But this is how Vicky and I met, okay? So obviously I'm a professional horse person. This is my job. It's not like that for Vicky. Vicky's a client, actually. I've obviously become a very good friend. And she's been kind enough to help me out today so I can bring both of the stars for you to see. Because without anyone else here, it would be quite tricky. And also, I think it's fair to say, Vicky's got the bug now. So Vicky came into horses at the grand age of 30, unlike myself, that I learned as a child, don't even really remember. So I think that's pretty commendable. I think learning all this stuff, especially the fitness side of it as well, and the physical side, and the bravery side, is all a little more challenging as an adult. Utility. So, although he's quite small, some people might say he's a pony. Shh, he's not a pony, he's a horse. according to the breed, doesn't matter if he's under 14.2, he's still a horse. I've owned him for 18 years. The reason that I bought Perry was when I got into this kind of training, I came from a competition background, and I decided I really wanted to share these methods with fellow horse people and show what was possible. But I mean, to go against the grain, against, you know, what's the norm, especially as a young person, thought it might be a bit daring. So I brought Perry to be my advert. So I'm going to train Perry, and I'm going to produce him and use all of the methods that I'm explaining to people on a daily basis, and he's the evidence of the work. So it's not a case of me trying to explain or prove. Perry over there is my advert. So Perry has competed in many different sports to show versatility. He's competed internationally, and he is the evidence of my work. So any failings over there today, guys, are all on me, because they're both my students. Over here we have Telimio. He's a Spanish horse, Andalusian, also known as pure registered Espanola, obviously being a Spanish breed. They're one of the oldest breeds today. They go right back to like 12th, 13th century. So they are the DNA and the blueprint of several other breeds that you might see today. Perry, on the other hand, obviously being an American breed, he's not so ancient or got the heritage bloodlines. The pure registered Espanolas have to have DNA tests and graded to be registered in the Spanish book. So they take it all very seriously. Now the Spanish horse was used for many different things. Military, in the war, which is where some of the movements I'm going to show you later come from. They were used on cattle ranches. As you can see, he's quite short in the back and compact, so he can collect up, he can spin around, and he can get to speed quite quickly and effectively. Being short in the back makes him really, really athletic. So they're really popular in the bull ring. Not that I'm a bit of an animal lover, so I'm not really into bullfighting, but I do admire the skill of the horse and the training that goes into it, because obviously one wrong move there and it's the difference between life or death, which is why the Andalusian has to have the heart of a lion, really, to go in there, which is why I don't have as much sympathy when he looks at you like scary as if it was him. It's not like you're a bull charging at him, he could be so much worse, so you need to man up a little bit today, Tal. Good lad.